Hello and welcome back to AmiFoot TV. This is your host, Omar, speaking, and tonight's video is about Arsenal. Now, this is going to be an odd one because this club gives me a headache unlike any other, man. Seriously. Arteta has managed to redeem a team full of players no one thought would finish second in the league last season, much less fight for the title, and that's exactly what they did. You'd think that going into the transfer market this summer, as we're already underway, that they would have this, this drive, this motivation to do better. A certain sense of value and meaning that has been restored to the club, feeling as though they can actually go for the title now, or they could possibly go for the Champions League. Lord knows I don't really think they could go for the Champions League, but I'm just putting it out there because it is a time in Arsenal's history, in a modern perspective or modern sense, that they can choose to be optimistic about things again for the first time in decades almost. And you have to feel for them as fans. You have to feel for them definitely as fans. And I'm just highlighting that again. They've had to go through some enormous disappointments throughout the past couple of seasons. Seriously. And I have a lot of close friends who are Arsenal fans. And sometimes I thank God I ended up on the blue side of London. For better and for worse. I mean, this past season was freaking horrible, but on a general note, I don't think it comes anywhere close to the consistent level of failure that Arsenal have maintained for a long time. And this really has nothing to do with me taking the piss. It's just that they've always come pretty close to giving their fan base hope and to doing better, but their mentality has failed them quite often. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about this past season being a similar case of sorts. I can't really contextualize that in the same manner, mainly because Mikel Arteta managed to redeem a team that nobody thought had the potential to do what it did. And it is a brilliant quality for any manager to be able to bring out the most potential from their players, or from the players that they have at their disposal in general. And I owe Arteta a great deal of admiration and respect for that. Here's hoping he can keep that consistently going. Now, in regards to the transfer market, again, you would assume that they would be able to finish their deals in a more of a cold-blooded manner. They have Jurriën Timber of Ajax, who is valued at around £50 million. Arsenal have bid 30. And I don't really see where that could possibly be going. And if the number is not 30 and it's converted to euros, then excuse me on that, it's still less. It is still less. Going into the whole Declan Rice debacle, they've made a bid of 75 million for a player who's valued at 90 million by a transfer market, probably 100 million by West Ham, because we've seen them teeter between 100 and 120. So 75 million, as I was saying, just so I don't lose track of things, plus 15 millions in add-ons that have been reported to be given to West Ham if Arsenal achieve a certain level of success in the league or in Europe. So it'll be 75 million plus 15 million worth of add-ons based on the success they achieve, which is horrible. This is horrible. That's not how you strike a deal for a player that you've been pursuing for well over a season, especially considering the fact that this is West Ham's captain. This team just won the UEFA Conference League. His price tag just went up because he lifted the European trophy. And you go in, you walk up to West Ham's representatives, and you're like, "Oi, I'm going to give you this sum of money right here, but hey, buddy, this is not enough. No, I'm just going to leave you with that. I'll throw in 15 million if we do anything." What? Yeah. I'll just throw those 15 in if we manage to win the Champions League or something of that nature. Wait, what? It seems like something out of a cartoon. It's not credible. It's horrible business. It's disrespectful. It's irreverent. That's a pretty heavy word, but it really is just irreverent. It's feigning ignorance. It sounds to me personally, it sounds to many football fans I've spoken to, as though there's a level of malice present or embroiled in the ignorance that Arsenal just have a track record for when it comes to the transfer market. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this earlier or not, but this does remind me of the whole Luis Suarez 40 million won thing. The whole 40 million and one bid. that they launched for the Liverpool striker back then, because obviously he doesn't play for Liverpool anymore unless you've been living under a rock for God knows how long. Time really does fly in our sport. Anyways, this is horrible business. And I thought we had problems in our PR department. Arsenal should just go in, get the players they need, and leave. Especially with reports coming out that City could possibly go into a bidding war with them for Rice. Arsenal don't need that. Arsenal should realize they have Chelsea on their backs. They have, okay, I'm not going to say Tottenham because they don't really have Tottenham on anything. No one has Tottenham on their backs. So anyways, Chelsea, Liverpool, let's say Liverpool, United, if the Qatari money comes in, which looks to be nearing day by day. Suspense is killing me. Now you have City. So it's Chelsea, United, and City. And I don't want to say Newcastle. I don't think they have that kind of money to spend right now. Or I don't think they're allocating that amount of money to spend right now. But either way, I can just mention City all on their own, right? If City walk in and turn this into a bidding war, Arsenal will lose. If City walk in on either player, if it's Jurriën Timber or Declan Rice, Arsenal will lose. They need to feel as though there are other clubs hot on their heels, hot on the heels of the players they're trying to sign, and just be done with it. It's one thing to lose your primary, secondary targets or what have you, even your third state targets that you're trying to get, be it in goal, in defense, midfield, or attack, God knows what. You usually have a list of players that your manager decides to go for. But it's a whole other ordeal to be complacent enough to allow the players that you're trying to get to just fall off the radar entirely, just because you won't cough up the right amount of money. That isn't stingy. I don't know what is. And it's consistent. They've been consistent. It's one thing to do that once, but it's a whole other thing not to learn your lesson for years and years. And this is just a shame, really. And I'm going to leave you with that. Please let me know what you think of my rant, obscene rant at this, late a time in the day. I just had to. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinion. If you think I'm talking out of my backside, let me know in the comments. That's if. Because, really, I don't think I've met a lot of fans who disagree with the way I look at the way Arsenal do business, especially not recently. So, if you agree or disagree, you can go about and have that discourse with me in the comment section below. Hopefully, we'll keep it civil. Please like the video if you've enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time the whistle blows. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for watching.